of the comment section. Y'all know I'm a little bit addicted to the comment section, but people got to stop lying to this. So, bro, if that was my baby mom's and I know that she out on Valentine's Day with Stephon Diggs, I'm gonna be sick to my stomach. I don't care what y'all say. However you try to dress it up and make it seem like it's cooler than whatever you need to be, bro. Nobody don't got that. Your nobody's stomach is built like that unless you The Rock and you on steroids. I'm not gonna hold you, dog. Like that one, I'm not, just because that way she recorded that video, like you knew it was there. Like I get it, they try to make it seem like it was some TMZ joke. Bro, I've seen Cardi B literally not let nobody record her for that long. That video was like a minute and 30. That video was like a minute and 30 seconds. I'm telling you for a fact, if Cardi B did not want the people recording her for that long, I promise you there's no way on God's green earth that nobody would have recorded her that long. And it was not other people around. Like it's a difference. Like if you was on a busy New York street or somewhere at Paris Week or something, one of those things where it's a bunch of people, then I kind of can get somebody can kind of sneak and get the video. But you talking about it's literally just that car out there, nobody else around, no security, no nothing, and you just willy-nilly get a free video, bro. That don't hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you, that would hurt my stomach. I'm gonna be absolutely honest with y'all. That would kind of realistically honestly hurt my stomach. And then I do want to kind of even tie that into you talking about getting your stomach hurt. Man, shout out my thoughts and prayers to Deiondra Sanders. And the reason why I say that is because of course, the album that everybody's going to talk about this week is, of course, going to be Drake and Party Next Door. But if I'm being absolutely honest with y'all, the Dej Loaf and Jacquees Jones is 100 times better. And the reason why it's a cheat code, and the cheat code is because it sounds like they talking to each other. Like there's no way two men could make a better R&B album than a man and a woman that literally sound like they writing a love letter to each other every song. Like there's no way. Like if you sit here and get on the internet, you try to shame this girl and try to call her stupid or whatever the case may be, you're not being real with yourself. I don't want to have a conversation with people who just can't be honest with yourself, because there's no way in the world you listen to that album from, that's what I told y'all, you could just go listen to the first 5 songs. If you listen to the first 5 songs of that Dej Loaf and Jacquees Jones, there's no way no rational human being would not be ready to crash out. Then on top of that, to see the video that they made for that, what's the Jones friend? I think it was the name of it. What's the name of that song? Backdoor, bro. There's no way as a human I could watch somebody I literally just had a kid with. Screw the fiance stuff. Man, I'm talking about, I literally just a couple of months ago gave birth to your kid, and you think you about to sit here and play in my face like this, bro? It's not happening. You ain't that great of a singer or a song. Your catalog ain't strong enough for you to tell me this ain't real. Who you are as an artist, you could not sit here and look me dead straight in my eye and tell me that you and this girl are that good at making music, because if both of y'all ice cold, y'all both coded in the other side of the pillow, so obviously y'all ain't that good at making music. Did you sit here telling me right now with my own 2 eyes and ears, I'm listening to this and you telling me it's nothing there? Who you talking to then, dog?
Just gotta sit this one out.
Nah, it ain't no sitting this one out. I'm with her, bro. I'm crashing out.
But you crashing out for what though?
Man,
If that's his job, though.
I don't care. Nigga, find another job there.
No, you can't tell him to find another job.
No
that's the reason why you with him in the first place.
No, it ain't why. Nigga, my father is Deiondra Sanders. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, your father's
my brother about to be at least top 5 draft picks of the NFL this season. Like, come on, dog. We about to stop. We not about to. We live in the real world. We not about to keep making it like he was the prize. Like she. I'm
not saying he's the prize, but that's his job. What you gonna say? Stay home, be a stay-at-home dad? No, you can't. No, that's his job.
No, you missing what I'm saying. It's his
job, but it's the chemistry between the two.
But that's just like telling Denzel Washington, no, you can't do this role.
Mark,
like,
did you listen to the album?
Yes, I did. Yes.
So you listen to that album and you telling me that was just this is just they got great penmanship.
But they've been done that. This is not their first time doing it.
That's my point.
Yeah, that's not their first time doing it. So why would I sit here and step on it?
Man,
you need him to do something.
No,
you ain't gonna tell him to just sit home and live off me.
I'm not listening to what I'm saying. I hear what you're saying. And I'm cool with listening to what I'm saying. The rollout was perfect. Even if this was just a rollout and this ain't real, listen to what I'm saying. It's worth it. Listen to what I'm saying. If we talking about just non-biased, if I stripped all 4 of the artist names away and I didn't tell you who was who and who was who, and I gave you 2 CDs. One was this Drake and Party Next Door Jones, and the other one was Jacquees and Dej Loaf. Just talking about, we just say, here, I'm gonna give you 2 CDs on Valentine's Day. You tell me which one is better to actually have a Valentine's entire date to. That Jacquees and Dej Loaf Jones is a million times better. Yeah. And that's not even a hot take, and that's not even shading Drake, because that version of Drake, that's cool. Like that is, if you are a real Drake fan, I'm 100% positive that project filled your appetite. But if we talking about, I'm just as a man, if I'm trying to set the tone, it's Valentine's Day, I'm about to go out on a date, trying to have long late night sex. Yeah, I'm throwing on that Dej and Jacquees. But me listening to it because I'm not on the date and I'm really just listening to the words, I'm like, Bro, who y'all playing with? There's no way, as me personally, I'm a man, and I can only imagine how a woman would feel just giving birth to a kid and have to listen to this. You can't sit here and tell me like, oh, it's just music, it's just
but he's an R&B artist,
man. Yeah, so
and
what?
he
It's
sings
a lot
about
of niggas that make R&B music, and it don't sound like that, dog.
Yeah, but that's his music, dog. How
you giving this nigga too much credit, dog? He don't make music that good, dog.
What do you mean? Did you listen to his last? He makes sex music. What do you mean?
Come on. That's what I'm not. I could never be a woman to date you because I would beat the shit out you. Like you're not about to play with me like that, dog. You're not about to tell me what I heard and making it seem like this nigga is the fucking R. Kelly.
You got to get out your feelings.
Like
you got to get out your feelings.
R. Kelly. Jacquees cannot write music that good because if he did, his career wouldn't be cold.
But listen to his career. Listen to his album before that. It's about talking about sex. It's the same thing. That's why I'm talking. I don't understand what you listening to that's different.
It's the chemistry.
Man,
but
that's the chemistry because it's another female. Yes, it is. But that my thing. But that's what he does. If you listen to his last project, the bed making what's name, it's the same damn thing. You just added a female to it. That's why I don't understand what the hell you be doing.
Nigga, it's when the way they was talking, the way that you my favorite and this, that, and the third. Like,
yeah, no, you gotta put your foot down there.
Yeah, that's crazy. Ain't no way in hell, though. It was just too perfect. Like that music and what he was talking about, saying he said, "Oh, you was my favorite. I hope you ain't give it out to nobody else." Like it seemed like even when Dej Loaf verse came in, it seemed like she was like, "All right, yeah, you should have never even showed people this girl and brought her around." Like that's what she was saying in the song, dog. I'm listening to the words. I know what I'm talking about.
And that's how you paint a picture.
Man,
like you got to do your job.
You listen to what I'm saying. Paint a picture to get your ass beat. You're absolutely right. Call 911. You painted a perfect picture. It's time to square up. You absolutely right.
And that's why Isaiah's single now. You can't damn controlling, man.
I don't care, nigga.
Let's take your foot off the gas, bro.
I shout out to Deiondra Sanders. She got my complete full. Did you watch the videos of that, Joe? Man, oh my god, dog. That backdoor joint was too like, come on, dog. They laying in the bed, she half naked. Like, come on, bro. Dej Loaf, though, that's not even her body. She don't even do half naked. Dej Loaf 90% of the time is dressed up like a dude, and she literally in this video, they damn in the bed the whole video.
But like you said, if she cold as ice, you got to sell it. You have to sell it. Like you can't just sit here and just throw anything out. You got to sell it.
You know what you can sell it? You can sell it just like you said. What is it? Dirk and Dej. Y'all had on t-shirts and a basketball short, and that song so perfectly well. You sold that what is that?
That's
who
missing right there.
You and Future, like, come on now, dog.
That would have took it to the moon. Man, no. If you would have got a verse from Dirk.
No. There's no way. Shout out to Deiondra Sanders. I'm not mad at you, dog. Like, there's no way as a human you could tell me to sit through this, dog. I'm listening, like it's just like it was just too flirtatious, like it was too like that was to me was just too good. Like listening to that was like listening to like a rapper who really sold drugs before. You know the difference between somebody who just, all right, I'm just saying whatever, and you know the difference between somebody who really talking that talk.
They dated before, right?
Yeah, but the crazy thing is, I didn't know that because remember, what was this a couple months ago when we played his ex-manager. And we played a clip of her talking about saying his mom really wish that you would have got Dej Loaf pregnant. And when she said it, I kind of was just like, all right, maybe this is just a manager just saying whatever. I ain't really paying no attention because nobody knew that this was an actual fact. Like unless you're a super I guess fan of either one of these. What most people, I'm not saying here keep trying to shade them, but a lot of people not. I didn't know that. Like a young lady that followed me on Instagram, she DM'd me a bunch of stuff to his. Like I don't know who his sister is, but her and the sister was going back and forth via social media. She telling him, oh yeah, you should have never said nothing to my mother. I'm gonna pull up you, whatever the case may be. You ain't gonna be able to hide forever. Like I didn't know. Like even having the back and forth with the mom, and then Deiondra coming out saying, oh, the mom be stealing money from him. Again, but that's why that lady ain't a manager no more. So a lot of this stuff may have been true. So that's what I'm saying when you hearing it and it's all playing out, it kind of gets you like, all right, well, cool. It may be some validity to how the way she feel because it's a difference. Like, yeah, if you sit here saying, I think realistically, she has been around enough entertainers to understand the entertainment business. But if there's actual real chemistry and a real camaraderie and a real relationship behind this, it's a lot harder for you to tell me to just sit here and say, hey, this is just business. Because realistically, they did a good enough know that. Like that, if they had a fake relationship or if they had a real relationship, her fake relationship with Lil Durk is more popular than her real relationship with Jacquees. So that's my whole point of what I'm saying is like, yeah, I get it. It's just the business, but I don't think realistically nobody would be comfortable with if this is actually your ex and what y'all talking about in the music because it sounds like two exes that miss each other. Like literally listening to that project sound like reading a text message. How would you feel if you sit here go through your pot, or you're not even if you go through their phone, and you just stumble like, hey, it's just on the counter. You walk past and you see a long text thread between your new partner and their ex, because that's basically what this was. It was like, oh, I'm not looking for it, but it's here. I'm listening to. I'm sure you end up you making music and you may be playing it out loud or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but listening to that music sound like two exes that extremely miss each other.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's just the way you sell it and how the time and places. Because it's just like even with the Usher's Confession, everybody thought that Confessions album was about Chili.
Yeah, but
the whole time it was Jermaine Dupri.
But look how many. But the perfect example though. But look how many years it took for them to even come out and tell the truth.
Right, and but that's what I'm saying. It's just how you going to sell your art. That's what I'm saying. That's the whole thing. You got to sell the product. I got to make it believable, and that's why I'm saying if that's your job, you won't have to take the back burner to it. You can't sit here and say, I don't want you performing. That's your job.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but then if that's the case, and let's just sit here and me playing devil's advocate on what you're saying, then if that's your job, but you just say he just put out another album. He just put out an album right before the baby was had. So they were still in a relationship already. You ain't had to do all that for that last album.
It ain't sell, dude.
It didn't sell. That's what I'm saying. Do you have
to? But let's be real though. I don't necessarily know if this album would have sold, because Dej Loaf just put out an album not too long ago. I know we ain't had no deep dive like we haven't right now on it, but I mentioned it. But just the whole perfect example is, to be honest, she giving them the best promotion right now, because people, guess what people want to do? People always gonna want to interview somebody who got a bunch of mess around their name right now. So even I seen them going on their press run. People, as soon as people are not gonna be able to help themselves but sit here and ask them about it.
And that's why you have to play. That's why I said, if I'm her, you have to play the role and into it and sell it. If you want this success, you want everything to go well, I'm going to play into it. I'm going to sit here and be like, oh, well, I can't go this. I can't do that. You got to play the role. Like at the end of the day, he's still coming home. You got to play into it. Is this a team? Are we not a team?
I hear you, but dog, I ain't gonna lie to you. Listening to that and watching that video was just made me. I get. At first, I was kind of like, I'm 50-50. I get it. It's a part of the music business, but actually listening,
because it's just like,
and that's the reason why I said it's a cheat code between the Party and Drake jump. Because let's be clear, like Drake, if you are a Drake fan before the Meek Mill's beef, I feel like this should be the perfect Drake album for you. Like, and that's why I do. Again, that's why I always sit here and say, people on the internet, you kind of have to be careful, because you're not gonna be able to prove the point to everybody. Because like for somebody like me, I'm a late Drake fan. I came after the Meek beef. I wasn't there before, but I'm listening to it. I'm not making it like I never heard Drake music before the Meek beef, but I understood first listening to it. Like I'm into it. I'm like, oh, this just sounds like regular Drake. Like I don't understand how people, if you ever liked Drake before, there's no way in hell you could tell me you don't like this version of Drake, unless you are a newer Drake fan. So like if you became a Drake fan via the 21 Savage or him in Future when he kind of started to talk a little bit more tough, then yeah, I can imagine like, yeah, I don't like this. But if you actually a real Drake fan and you've been riding with him since his first mixtape, that I can't realistically sit here and say how you don't like that project. But what I'm sitting here saying is the benefit of the Jacquees and Dej Loaf Joan, it sounds like you're actually talking about something and to someone, where the Drake Joan is just seem like you're just talking in an empty space. Like there's not no, I guess I feel like it's almost not no relatability to it. Yeah, if you get women and you dating, you could probably try to make yourself feel like that. But me listening to the Dej Loaf and Jacquees Joan, that it triggers an emotion where it's like, it sounds
it's more
like
believable.
No, it's more believable. Exactly, it's more believable, and it sounds like two people who actually got love for each other.
But then that's the problem right there with the whole Drake and parties. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the sexy song, but it's like it's no female tendencies. Like it's just for a female getting dressed ready for whatever. And like this is more of it's a couple thing. So that's why
I think it's the difference is the difference is there is, it sounds like, again, we talking about, it sounds like a dude who may actually just be dating, but I'm single. I'm dating, but I'm single, comparing it to two people who actually have been in a relationship together and they miss each other. Like this literally, like, again, I'll keep highlighting that. It sounds like this Dej Loaf and Jacquees don't literally sound like I'm reading a text message between two people who really miss each other and tried to date other people. And one of them may have took it too far via having a kid. And the very first song number one on that project literally is her basically sitting here saying like, you out of pocket for having that kid and showing this girl off to the world, but I'm cool with that. Like, okay, cool. We can move past it, but don't let it happen again type of situation. Like that's song one off the gate. So it's kind of just like I said, again, just to kind of shoot Drake and Party some bail. I don't think neither one of them in a relationship. That's not what that's not what their music is made for. I can't say that's where they go wrong, because endless people who not in relationships.
No,
and
but
not looking for that type of intimacy when they're listening to the music. Some people just kind of want to live in the toxic space where it's like, I'm cool. I want to sing and I want to vibe out. I might not have no emotions attached. Like for the people who gonna sit on social media and lie and say they would if you were freshly having, and that's the crazy thing about, especially like with the shade room and stuff. I'm like, bro, they're so 90. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and ain't trying to be stereotypical, but I'm gonna be honest. I think 90% of the women who probably even follow the shade room are fucking baby moms. So for them to kind of have no type of remorse for this girl, to me, it'd be like, bro, this is crazy. Like, y'all can't be serious. Like how you trying to just but again, that's how people get to lie via social media and act like you don't have no human tendency. Again, like I said, for somebody, the fake people would sit here and be like, okay, perfect, even tie it back into the Cardi and Offset thing. The fake thing would be, hey, I'm gonna act like I'm drinking party. I don't have no feelings. I'm just out here living my best life and I'm having one up. Cool. If I'm Offset, I don't care to see my baby mom's to a fresh kid. And what we got a kid that ain't even one yet. Out on Valentine's Day with an NFL wide receiver.
That's your fault. That's not her fault.
No, this is what I'm saying. I ain't saying who fault it is, but it's people out here who will act like there's no emotion to it. And that is the people who will be able to relate to a Party and Drake song. But the people who got actual real emotion and you seen that video and you was like, damn, dog, that's tough. You're going to feel like Jacquees and Dej. So it's just like I said, I think there is a space, especially for humans. I think everybody kind of date differently. And I think if you listening to the music and actually digesting what people are saying in the music, you can kind of tell, yeah, this group of people who made an R&B project are single and just out here just enjoying life, but they're still dating. And then there's these two people who were in a relationship and sound like they never got over each other and they were just filling the void with other people until they can kind of find a way to get back to each other. So, I mean, like I said, that's
great marketing.
I mean, it's great marketing, but it's not that to everybody's expense. Like I said, it's great marketing, but I don't necessarily know if I would want to be the person to, and it's probably realistically a rollout, to be honest. Like if I'm really
that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I said I can't get
a lot of.
I'm not about to sit here and get upset.
They're putting a lot of sauce on it. I do want to real quick play a clip of Deiondra Sanders when he was talking to Deiondra. Where's that clip at?
Oh, Kevin Hart should not be that small too.
I seen that. I'm like, damn. Even like, how tall is Kenny Smith? Because I feel like Kenny Smith ain't even that tall for. So
look at him to Ernie. Shit.
Where does Deiondra? Did they delete it?
Nigga come to his belly button. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like, as a grown man, like, you kind of ain't had no choice but to be funny for real, for real. Damn, what is Deiondra Sanders doing that?
And the sad part, like you see him standing next to Steph Curry, like, God damn, this nigga really fucking.
How you doing, baby girl?
Anyway, so I can't play it. I didn't know they had music in the back of the joint. It's cool. But anyway, like I said, I do think it's a little bit more of the marketing a little bit. I'm not going to sit here and be too delusional. Like I don't understand how the internet works because I'm sure her laying it on extra heartbroken, realistically, it will send people to rush and be like, oh, let me see what the hype is on this album. Let me go talk about it. Because of course, realistically, it won't have the numbers compared to a Party and a Drake. And real quick, just to even kind of address, I guess, with the Drake situation, I do see a lot of people sitting here saying, I can't say a lot of people. I'm just gonna say and say academics. Academics is trying to post and say that a lot of Drake fans cannot find the project on. I don't know what platform they use. Again, I don't use Spotify. No disrespect to Spotify, but I mean I use Apple and it's there literally. If you go on the hip hop junk, it's right here. It's the very first junk. Like that's Drake and Party. Like I don't know what you're talking about. Like it's literally right next to the West Side Gun junk. It's the very first junk. If you go down to their Rap Life junk, that's Drake and Party. If I go down to the R&B junk, R&B. Drake and Party. I don't necessarily I don't know what. I don't use Spotify, so I don't know. I don't know what other people use. Get your money up, pay your $10, use your Apple Music. It's right there. It's literally on the R&B side, and it's the very first joint on the R&B side, and it's the very first joint on the rap side. So I don't necessarily know what they talking about when they saying that they can't find the joint. You can find it, and again, like I said, I do think realistically. I mean, I know it's the internet, so you can't control everybody, but I think realistically, bro, the beef is over, dog. You take Drake's first project next, it was an R&B joint, like bro. I get it. He threw a little jabs here and there, but it's not that to me. It's like, bro, get over it. Like you don't have to sit here. Because I think those projects are for two different things. Like, perfect example, I'm in the gym listening to music 90% of the time. So that listen was a lot. I had to force myself to listen so I can have an honest opinion on, okay, what I like. But realistically, I still may go listen if we just workout purposes. Today my max bench was 275. There's no way you expect for me to listen to an R&B album trying to bench 275. It's not going to happen, dog. I would throw that G in next one. I would throw Squabble up on because you got to feel some type of way to be able to bench press 275. So I do think realistically in the world we live in, I think people try too hard for people to all want to like the same thing. You don't have to like the same thing. Some people like Wendy's, some people like McDonald's, dog. And I think that's when those, and I get it. I understand it's the internet. Everybody kind of wants their opinion to be the best opinion and be the most lit opinion. But bro, it's cool. Like you can like both. Like music is made for that space. Like I can't imagine me sitting here like I'm never going to listen to GNX again unless you just you ain't never trying to get piped up. Like I don't know. I can't. It's hard for me to kind of explain that one. But like I said, I think that Drake and Party joint is made for something completely different. Like they shouldn't even be compared. Like me, what I compared them to Dej Loaf and Jacquees is what you should be comparing it to, but not sitting here still trying to compare it to GNX. Like that don't even make sense. Like they're not even made for the same thing. Like the name of that project is Sexy. What is it? Sexy Songs for You. Like that. Right? That to me is like that's where it kind of like get frustrating and it kind of make you be like, bro, I'm tired of even people even talking about Drake and Kendrick both. Like it's a million other rappers who put out projects this Friday. And like shout out to Westside Gun. I'm not sitting here saying I was there for him on his jump, but that Stove God Cook. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I understand a lot of people give Maul hell because from Rory and Maul podcast, they give him a lot of hell because of his love for Drake. But one of the greatest rappers that he put people onto off of some like really on some underground, real live hip hop, really talking that street shit is Stove God Cook. I don't live nowhere near Connecticut or nothing. So it's no way on God's green earth I would have ever known who Stove God Cook was if he ain't put people onto him during the pandemic, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have not heard a bad Stove God Cook verse, and I couldn't tell you when I ever heard a bad joke. Like, bro, he be rapping. His punchlines be all brick talk, all sports talk. Like he be going crazy. So again, like I said, it's plenty of new music out there. Shout out to Coyle Ray. Coyle Ray got a couple jokes. Like
and now her shit right there, like the shit that she like I didn't listen to all, but like the couple of songs that I didn't heard, like you could tell like she hurting right now. Like that's why I say I feel like sometimes you make your best music at the moment in time.
No, yeah, of course when you're going through, but that goes back to the conversation we was having last week. I think sometimes with so many rappers are so worried about the numbers, even that's the biggest conversation going back and forth between blogs on Twitter right now or hip hop blog pages between who got the number most views or listened to on Spotify, is it Kendrick or is it Drake? So when you have those conversations, it's easy for a lot of rappers to get scared and not just drop music and emotions. Because you're absolutely right with that Coyle Ray jump, bro. That very first song, like she sound hurt-ish. Like she really sound like she's like if Deiondra Sanders could rap, her and Coyle Ray could go put out a project together right now. Like if she could sing or rap, her and Coyle Ray could get in the studio because both of them are kind of going through the same thing. So you're absolutely right. Coyle Ray was like, all right, cool. I'm going to put all my emotions on a project. It's a short EP, I believe the joint like 6 songs or something like that. It ain't nothing crazy. So it's like it's a quick listen. How many Jones she got on here? She got 5 songs on it. So it's just my whole point of it, but it's still got, like you said, it caught her emotions because guess what? And she put it out on Valentine's Day because I'm sure there's a lot of women going through exactly what I was about to say, going through those same exact emotions during Valentine's Day because everybody joint ain't gonna be peaches and cream. And that's why I said even with the Drake and Party joint, I'm not mad at what they put out because it's people out here who are just dating. There's people who out here. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm sure it's somebody listening right now who spent Valentine's Day with somebody they're never going to speak to again in the rest of their life. There's people out here. It's people. No, yeah, I think one, it's a lot of desperate people out here. And then it's a lot of women who may flirt a little bit extra hard and trying to throw the box somebody away because you just want to feel loved on Valentine's Day. You really wasn't looking for nothing serious.
But that's kind of crazy.
How? What's the difference? Some people may just look at it just like it's another Friday. The only difference will be is now you got to pull up this Friday. You had to pull up with some flowers and some candy or a balloon or something. But what would be the difference of you going out on another Friday on a date with somebody you never going to speak to again? Like that's just people in general.
Because what you just said, the expectation is Valentine's Day, so you do have to. It's
but
not
more
like
people, but that's what I'm saying though. But yeah, it's the expectation to it. But that expectations make way more people more desperate. So you may just be so pressed to just because we live in that day and age where you don't want to feel lonely. I'm sure there's women out here who went on a date with somebody they normally wouldn't go out with a date with on a regular Friday because they just didn't want to feel lonely.
That's crazy.
So that's my point, and that's why I said that to me, and that's why when we talk about music, sometimes you got to sit here and can't just take it at face value. You got to listen to the words and digest what you're listening to, because I'm sure it's a lot of people who are just dating empty souls. It's just like it ain't no substance to their dating history, and that's why I ain't mad at Drake and Party, because I know for a fact there's people out there on the whole entire Valentine's Day weekend were dating empty souls. Ain't no face to it, ain't no emotion attached to it. I'm just going through the vibes because it's Valentine's Day weekend. So it's just like realistically, I don't necessarily know what to tell people. So it's just like I think if you listen to music and stop trying to listen to it to make your point the best point on social media, I think realistically you will enjoy music a lot more. And I think realistically, again, we can kind of even tie that into the conversation we was having about just the one-on-one situation. The NBA, why the players are scared, because everybody is like you trying to be too front-facing and trying to be too perfect. You don't have to be perfect. Like, bro, you can take your L. Put your music out. Like, why would I sit here and hold music and you can keep dropping? Because perfect example, imagine if you waited. Damn, I'm gonna wait because I don't want to drop when Drake dropping or whatever the case may be. Now you dropped on Valentine's Day, bro. I can't even count how many projects came out. Like, it's so many projects that came out on Friday, bro. I'm talking about, it's ridiculous. Even from songs, there's so much new stuff that came out. So if you don't really got a real big name, and imagine what's the little dude? I want to say, I don't know if he's from Chicago. I think he might be from Chicago, but he got the little song. It's called Giannis, and he got Polo G on the remix. He just put his project out, but I'm sure realistically that project, it's not a Valentine's Day joint, so it's not no theme pointed to this. You could have put this joint out a week ago, but now you waited, you put it out on Valentine's Day. Your jump may get stepped on because nobody really gonna be talking about it because everybody's trying to talk about Party and Drake, or everybody sitting here, or the people who may be hip to the Jacquees. Is sometimes you could put out music around some of these bigger holidays where you miss out because the big dogs putting out. And I'm sure now I seen Drake about to do what he about to do, the Wireless Fest in the UK. He about to do 3 nights. I'm 100% positive, even from not even just him saying it on a stage a week or so ago, saying he gonna put out more projects, but even listening to this jump, excuse me, this sound like something that, hey, I'm going to put out something else again towards the summertime. Like, this is just to get the pod. This is the kind of feel, see how people feel about me, and I'm going to try to feel my feet out and really try to figure out what I got going on. And I'm coming right back. You can just tell by the pace of the music, even listening to that Give Me Hugs on. Of course, and that's why sometimes I sit here and say, some people just really understand marketing. And Drake is one of those people who really understand marketing. Like, I don't even, and let's be clear, I don't know how true this backstory is, but so it was over what was that, Friday on Valentine's Day, Drake and Party paid for all people's dinners at this restaurant. And they said the chef at the restaurant was supposed to be Sen Santana's new dude that she's talking to. I don't know if it's her baby father. I don't know her dating history. Right? I don't know, because she don't never post nobody. She never posts, so I don't know. I
thought that's who it is.
It may be her baby father. I don't necessarily know, but he's a chef at a popular restaurant in New York. And Drake was sitting here. Him and Party were paying for the meals, and it was sending out the card. Like, when people trying to go pay for their bill, the waitress was bringing it back like, "Hey, your bill has been paid by Party and Drake. Happy Valentine's Day." Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. That level of marketing and petty, where it's like one little piece of separation. Not saying people on the internet, like, oh, you think Joe Budden gonna care? It don't matter if he don't care.
But it's marketing.
It's just marketing, and you gonna still want to talk about it. People want to talk about it. People are so invested in the Drake and Kendrick situation. People go, like, I didn't know that when I first seen somebody pick it up. I didn't know. I just thought, it's just a popular restaurant in New York. But guess what people do? People are so engaged and indulged into their back.
Yeah, because I was kind of lost. I'm like, oh, ain't this nigga in Australia? What the hell?
But it don't matter. I mean,
that's what I'm just saying. But when you see the headline, it was like New York City. I'm like, well, damn, what the fuck ain't he in Australia?
Yeah, of course. But that's my whole point. Still, we talking about marketing. We talking about now you get people to talk about something else, because now they get to be like, okay, yeah, if the music wasn't cool, well, let me still go and sit here and see, damn, what made him sit here and pay for at this restaurant? Okay, now you find out is Joe Budden baby mother her new boyfriend. Like, it just make it funny. Even if Joe don't care, it still makes it hilarious. Like, oh, this nigga Drake is a different level of petty. Even for him to shout out Melissa Ford, and then shout out to Melissa Ford for leaning into it. Like, okay, yeah, you a legend from the 6. She leaned into it. So guess what they do now? Now, because she leaned into it and she's still Melissa Ford, now the Shade Room pick it up. Oh, and all these other blogs pick it up. So it just realistically, it just helped the marketing. Sometimes it don't. Listen, I'm telling you, everybody will. There's not one.
I think
song,
you got to strategize your marketing.
Album.
You got to strategize your marketing.
You have to make it different, because if it's not different, it's gonna fall on deaf ears. Because again, like I said, bro, it's literally
because he could have went at this and kept throwing shots, and that could have went the wrong way and took away from the whole project. But you took it as, all right, well, let me do it another way, where I'm a shout out Melissa, throw my little shots at Joe, and whoever else might catch a little.
No, of course, but then guess what it is? I'm still going. Because they're going to talk about it. Because guess what? Joe Budden has the biggest hip hop platform. So guess what? Realistically, even if they didn't want to talk about it, there's no way in hell that Drake is going to give Melissa Ford a shout out. And even if they didn't say nothing, Joe Budden has a bigger enough fan base. His fans was going to talk about it regardless. If he didn't say not one word about it, just because this lady is on this podcast every day and people know her. And listen, guess what? It's a lot of people who are young enough that only only know her from this podcast. There's a lot, and that's why even when they do the Throwback Thursdays, or even on Twitter, if you in their community, or but they do the Throwback Thursdays of Melissa Ford, because I'm sure there is a large group of people. Somebody, let's say somebody that's 21. I'm 100% positive somebody who's 21, the first time they ever heard of Melissa Ford is on Joe Budden podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So now for you to sit here and get to see her throw up like old video, and even Drake is a different type of hilarious when it comes to this type of trolling, because that little plot twist page, all he's been doing is posting up old Melissa Ford King magazine covers.
Mm-hmm. And that's where she a legend at.
But guess what? Even for her though, that's great marketing and promotion. Because she, wow, hell, that nigga, who else gonna promote her right now? Ain't nobody else outside of the podcast community thinking about Melissa Ford, talking about Melissa Ford. But now, guess what? All week long, all weekend long, she done been on every blog now. People posting her bathing suit pictures and all that. So guess what that's going to do? It's going to help her stock go up. And guess what it's going to do? It's going to help people still go back and listen to the music, because now guess what she did? She sit here and went and promote that song. Young Thug sit here and talked about that song. Kanye West, bro. It's just marketing. And that sometimes I do feel bad for smaller artists, because a lot of smaller artists won't never get that look. And I can kind of tie that into Gelo Ball. He performed at the All-Star Jump, bro. He's horrible. I'm not, listen to what I'm saying. Leangelo Ball is the male version of Ice Spice. Y'all remember how everybody wanted to clown Ice Spice when she did her first Rollin' Loud? At least at that time, Ice Spice was thick, and Ice Spice could turn around and shake her butt because she was horrible at performing. So her go-to move, okay, the crowd ain't really feeling me, I'm just gonna turn around and twerk the munch. Leangelo Ball is a man, he can't twerk, bro. He performs, I'm talking about, he is god awful trash. And it was this one girl I was on Threads, and she was sitting here trying to write me back. Oh, you sitting here, why people always got to find something to hate. It's not hate. I love hip hop probably more than I love sports. I don't like to sit here and see he got to skip the entire line for a song that realistically people probably don't even care about this week. And that is the gift and the curse about having a viral hit song, because like, cool, this song was hot for a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks strong, and then everybody done burned it out, because guess what? By the same way, realistically, if you follow too many blog pages, I'm sure, or blog pages, listen to podcasts or listen to radio show, I'm sure you're tired of even hearing about Kendrick and Drake. But I listen to, and the crazy thing is probably realistically by Wednesday, like, and that's how, again, that's why you can't never discredit Joe, because I'm sure he probably by Wednesday was the only person people cared about hearing his Super Bowl take on the halftime performance. But if you sit here saying somebody dropping a podcast on a Thursday, on Friday, I don't want to hear about it. And that's just because certain topics just get tired, they get stale, and you be like, everybody already gave their opinion about it. But again, going back into Leangelo Ball, I'm like, bro, that's how I feel about that song right now. It's just like a topic that everybody that kind of already done. If you was gonna do your viral video, dance to it, all the comedians did their old throwback 2000s videos.
Because I kind of feel bad, like even with the whole remix. I mean, that shit gone and went.
But yeah, because of the song it's a gone and went type of song. Like, who really cared, to be honest? Like, and that's the sad thing is, but again, for him, when I'm sitting here comparing him to Ice Spice, you skip the step where you should realistically, back in the day, I ain't even say real back in the day. Let's say mid 2000s, early 2000s. If you had a hit record, that meant you was going to get booked to do clubs during All-Star Weekend, not actually perform in the arena. Like that's what I'm sitting here saying. Skipping steps, you cannot skip that step because you're going to look crazy. And people, anybody with common sense will be like, no, this is not hate. This is just horrible, dog. His Detroit Lions jump was super horrible. This one was like a little bit worse because it was like, this kind of like your arena, or at least this is your family's arena. Like the football jump was just like, all right, people just like, all right, cool. Maybe the song was hot at that time. This is the first time people get to see you perform. But you performing at the All-Star jump, like, nah, dog. That was a horrible look. Like, that's just my point. Like, anybody else could have performed. Well, they didn't have to have no performance. And I do think realistically, because where the NBA is right now, they don't have no room to have that type of bad performance. Because that's what make people want to turn the channel, because that's how bad it was, dog. Like, again, that's why I'm saying you say he's the male version of Ice Spice, but the difference is, at least when Ice Spice, before she learned how to perform, and I ain't even saying she's the greatest performer now, but at least before that, she knew how to just turn around, let me shake these cheeks. Here, man, he ain't got no cheeks to shake, so he just like, we just got to listen to this nigga like, come on, dog. Like, I might have been a little bit more happy if he would have brought Wayne out with him.
But I think this even goes back to when a lot of people say that whole Kendrick shit was boring and all that type of stuff. But like, all right, you see LaMelo up there. This is a hot song for the moment. He get up there performing. That shit is 10 times worse than what you saw at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but again, that's why I said it's. I mean, like I said, I understand with the Kendrick thing. It's just he just one of those artists that people gonna do deep dives with. And then sometimes realistically, that's the gift and the curse. You need it, because if people don't do no deep dives on it, then people kind of don't care, and you could be putting out some of the best music of your life and then nobody talking about it. Like, and that's the sad thing, and that is the scary thing about how music, again, like I just said, bro, it's literally probably, if you go on Apple Music right now and go on the hip hop side, there's literally probably 20 brand new projects that dropped this weekend. I got through maybe 3 because it's Friday. I mean, we recording on Sunday, but you talking about it's so Friday. So I mean, like that's just. Again, like man, like I said, real quick, I guess the last topic on I do want to play this T-Pain jump real quick because he gave his opinion of what he thought about the Drake album. I'm not saying I agree with him. I do just kind of want to play it just real quick.
These trash songs that I recorded, I listen to them all the time. So here's my thing. I feel like he recorded a bunch of shit. In order to keep Party around, you can take 10, 15 of these songs, put a verse on them, Party. That's our album, bro. The songs are already recorded. The songs are already recorded. These are all the songs that didn't make my previous albums. Go for it, bro. Put verses on these songs. Yeah, there's 5 to 7 solo Drake songs that didn't make other albums. It's not saying that they're bad. I'm not saying that they're bad. These are just songs that didn't make albums. Or Party, or the other way around. Or Party came in with the album and was like, hey, Drake, can you put verses on these particular songs?
And again, like I said, to me, again, kind of going back to my point from last week is, I think just realistically, if rappers put out more music, more consistent, not even just rappers. I mean, I don't know, it might be a little bit harder for singers, but let's just stay on rappers. If they put out music more often, I don't necessarily know people even give people room to actually critique it the way they try to now. Because I think just realistically, it leaves like, because it's just so hard to digest a certain, just like that. It's almost like you kind of even just, because I compared it to Gucci last week, but I can kind of almost compare it with the NBA. Like just think about how many, because it's 82 games, or even like baseball, because it's 160 games. They're so hard to digest and have a deep dive on. It's harder to have a deep dive on game 20 in the NBA season, and you know it's 62 more to go. It's hard to sit here and give you a hot take on a baseball game, and you could be weak. It could be game 40, but you still got 120 to go. So it makes it a lot harder. And I think that's the thing I think artists have to get back into is just keep dropping music, dog. People gonna like what they like, and you cannot, if you try to please everybody via social media and try to have everybody rooting and riding for you the way academics ride for Drake, bro, it's never gonna work. I'm sorry. Like it's too hard because it's too much other stuff going on. Because perfect example, like, people like, oh, look at the numbers, is down. Because yeah, people may be watching the All-Star game right now. People may have watched the dunk contest last night. Like, yeah, of course, Valentine's Day, people are literally out trying to find a vibe and music to listen to. Did I expect for it to go down on Saturday? The number, of course, because guess what? Realistically, most humans, if you into just hip hop culture, whatever, you might be just watching the All-Star game, and you may have it on, and you want to hear what Kenny and them saying, or you want to hear Vince Carter and them talking on the dunk. Like, it makes it a lot harder to even listen to music, and I think that's why another reason why I don't think rappers, artists, whoever should sit here and pay attention to the numbers so much, because when you make love to the numbers, you're going to sit here and you're going to be scared to put music out. Because tying into what T-Pain said, what if this music was music they already had? Cool, then just keep releasing it. Again, that's why I said shout out to Coily Ray for putting out music in real time.
But don't you think that, I think that's probably the problem right now, because they can't release, just keep releasing. And I think that's what we kind of miss. We missed the mixtape era where, you just put shit out and ain't no repercussion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you give it to a DJ, oh, drop this, this is
of course that's what we missed. Come perfect example. What's the fat white dude, or I don't know if he white or he mixed, whatever, the red hair nigga that Say Cheese always be posting them, but he be doing the freestyles, he sound like Jeezy. I think, what's his name, Belly Gang something. Bro, all his good raps is on YouTube. I'm not going to YouTube to listen to somebody freestyle. Like, I wish they was on streaming platforms. I go all the time like, damn, I wish somebody would just put up his jokes. But I know realistically, because you got to get the beat cleared or whatever the case may be, it's a lot harder, so you can't do it. So now they got to stay on YouTube. I do think that is the worst thing for rappers. Like, that suck, because realistically, people who sit on all day and listen to music on YouTube probably are kids. It's not even somebody of a certain age. So it's kind of just like, bro, it kind of go on deaf ears a little bit. So like I said, that's it. I don't have too many more crazy takes on it. Like I said, you